Hello there, my name is John O'Hara and I'm the official festival ambassador for the Festival of Voices 2022, happening July 1 to 10 all over Tasmania. Now, as the festival ambassador, it is my job, of course, to spread the word about the jam-packed program we have lined up for you, but also to spread the joy that I think singing and making music brings. And so over the last couple of weeks, I've had the opportunity to speak to some of our artists joining us at the festival. Everyone from solo acts to composers to choir conductors about what singing and music and art and community means to them. I hope you enjoy these chats. I will see you at the festival. I'll be the one in the sparkly jacket. See you in a few weeks. Lior, welcome to the Festival of Voices Zoom to Views. I'm so glad to be chatting with you.
Thanks, John. Good to be here.
We're so excited to have you at the festival. Now, for those people that might not have seen you before down in Tassie, real quick, who is Lior and what does he do?
Lior's a good guy. He's a good guy. I'm a singer-songwriter and fascinated with the place where lyric and melody kind of meet and create something greater than the sum of its parts. So I've devoted my career, my greater part of my career, to writing songs. I guess, and in terms of the Festival of Voices, singing is where the core of my musical expression lies. Really, I play guitar as well, but since from a young age, it's really been mainly about singing as my main form of musical expression.
Yeah, amazing. Well, that segues well into my next question. Tell me a little bit about your show that you're bringing to the festival, because of course you've done many shows and gigs and you've worked across theatre and on all of that stuff, but what are you going to bring specifically to Hobart?
Well, this is an intimate show. It's a chance to do what I call like a lounge room show. I'm playing a solo show, and it's a choice of songs from across the catalogue of my several albums. And really, what I enjoy about these shows is it can go off script. If people want to yell out songs that they want to hear, or get a chance to talk and tell some stories about the genesis and context of certain songs. And every solo show flows a bit different to some of the bigger shows that I've done. The last time I was doing a show in Tassie was with the Tassie Symphony Orchestra. So that's a show that it's pretty much kind of planned, and you got to stick to the plan.
There's a lot of instruments that you can't derail with going rogue.
You can't derail, exactly. So I enjoy the fluidity of these solo shows, and I haven't really done a solo show in Hobart for the greater part of 7 years, I think. So I'm looking forward to finally coming back and sharing an intimate night with in a theatre.
And I'm just going to reiterate, you did say you will take requests, so that's exciting.
Yes, I will take requests as long as I wrote it.
Hey, you touched on this before. Music is a part of your expression as an artist. But the Festival of Voices is a festival that celebrates voices in all of its forms, from solo voices right through to choral music and stuff. What does music and singing solo, but also as a collective, mean to you?
Oh, I guess singing is my spiritual home. I've always found a great sense of spirituality through music, and singing is the ultimate fulfillment of that for me. I mean, it goes without saying, singing is the only internal instrument that we have. I became fascinated with singing from a young age because I just was amazed at how we use speech all the time in our daily lives to communicate, but when that speech turns into singing, it's sort of like it changes the air. It is such a heightened way of communicating. It suddenly makes us vulnerable. It can move us in an incredibly efficient and powerful way. And so there's something really incredible about how making that switch between speech and singing has such a profound effect emotionally and on how we communicate.
Oh, that's a wonderful, wonderful thoughts. What's your first memory of singing and music? Did you grow up in a musical family, or did you discover it on your own?
Yeah, I didn't grow up in a particularly musical family. I mean, my parents listened to music. My mum's more of a folkie. My dad's more into classical music. So music was around, but there wasn't a working musician in the family. And I guess my first memory is well, I remember being about 7, and there was this song that came on TV, and a guy was singing a kind of a heartfelt ballad, and I just sort of froze, and I was amazed at how, what I was referring to before, just how quickly it had the ability to break me down and
Mm.
move myself and people around me. And I think that was sort of a spark, a moment of sparks, like, wow, there's this medium of singing and of songwriting that has an incredibly universal and quick way of breaking us down to our core. So, yeah, thinking back, that might have been the spark for me to look deeper into it.
Hey Lior, some of your, I know many people that you are their kind of vocal hero. Who are yours? Who are some of your vocal heroes?
Oh, well, that's amazing. Thanks, John. Vocal heroes for me. Well, uh, I love James Taylor. I think James Taylor has a purity of tone and an understatedness in the way that he sings that really resonates with me. I feel that when he sings, there's a real connection to lyric, and the voice is about transmitting that lyric. So I'm really drawn to him, and there's something about his tone that just kind of breaks me down.
Uh-huh.
Stevie Wonder is also, he's in many ways he's the king. I remember seeing him live, and I just felt like his voice just went straight through me, and
Yeah.
that doesn't happen to me very often. So, yeah, James Taylor and Stevie Wonder, and on the female front, I love Feist. You know,
Uh-huh.
I think she's a beautiful singer, and I found out that she was actually grew up in punk bands and caused some damage to her voice, and was told that she has to sing differently. So she's developed this really beautiful way of singing, very gently but in quite a powerful way. She sings very close to the mic, and yeah, I just admire that she reinvented the way that she sang, and in a way found a really unique and powerful way to express herself vocally.
Wow. Yeah. Found a new voice, I guess.
Yeah.
Hey, you were saying before this show's going to be a little loose. It's intimate, as opposed to the big orchestra shows. Surely you've got a funny anecdotal story of performing. What's a funny, embarrassing performance story that you will share with us?
Oh, embarrassing. Well, it's hard, you do so many shows, they all sort of blur into one. Oh, look, it's I don't know if it's embarrassing. This isn't on the embarrassing scale, but certainly on the frightening scale. I mean, I was saying how I'm looking forward to this solo show, and I suppose walking out onto the stage is just being myself. And a few years ago, I was invited to perform in a music theatre production of Fiddler on the Roof, and it was the first time that I'd ever
I
set
saw
foot on
it. You
stage.
were very
Oh,
good.
did you?
I
Okay.
did.
It was
Yeah.
the first time I'd ever set foot on stage, playing someone else, not being myself, and so that was terrifying.
Uh-huh.
I was really scared, um, and there was one night that I did forget the words to one of my songs, but fortunately, something in you just kind of takes over, and autopilot switches on, and I managed to sort of navigate and weave around it. But yeah, it was certainly a frightening moment. You can't exactly what we were talking about before. You can't just stop and go, hang on, sorry guys, I just messed up that lyric.
No, Fiddler on the Roof is written, and it has to be the way that it's written. You can't
It has to
improvise
be
for
Fiddler on the Roof. Yeah.
that. Hey, we were talking off air about you have never performed at the Festival of Voices before, but you have been to Tassie. What are you most looking forward to about coming down to Tassie and performing in this festival that celebrates voice in all its forms?
Well, firstly, let me say that I have a bit of a love affair with Tassie, particularly Hobart. So every time I come there, I'm really excited. With Festival of Voices, I've actually almost performed at the festival a couple of times, and for some reason, it's fallen through. So it feels like this is a long overdue, for me to be part of this festival. And Yeah, look, as I said before, the voice and singing is where I'm most comfortable musically. So a festival that celebrates that is right up my alley. Coupled with
Amazing.
Hobart, I mean, what could be better?
I know you don't need to sell Hobart to me. I am very much in love with it. Hey, part of my job as the ambassador of the festival is to spread joy, and I have this theory. As a singer, as someone who loves to watch singing and be at music gigs and stuff, that it actually chemically changes how you feel. Are you a believer?
Absolutely. And I think it can also operate on a deeper level than just that singing makes you happy in the immediate. Even I feel like when you listen to or when you sing a sad song or a beautiful melancholic song, I think it opens us up to actually experience more joy. It sort of opens up the spectrum of emotion. So I think it can work on, in many ways like that.
Amazing. Hey, the festival the festival program is jam packed. There's so much to see. So this is your chance to sell to the crowds down in Hobart why, if they're choosing to come to a few shows, why they should come to Lior's show.
Oh, well, I haven't been there for a very long time. So if anyone has ever made a connection with my music, this is the first time, yeah, as I said, in about 7 or 8 years that I'm performing my songs. And yeah, it's look, as I mentioned, if you want to come and see an off-script show that is what they used to call a salon show, which is a small audience in an intimate setting, then I think this is the one.
Brilliant. Lior, of course, plays on the 7th of July at 8:30 p.m. at Hobart Town Hall. All the details are at festivalofvoices.com. Lior, I cannot wait to see you down there in Hobart. We can chat about how much we love Hobart together, as well as enjoy all the music.
You got a date. Thanks, John.
Thank you.